Well, this is Retirement Garage, the ramblings of a retired lunatic, episode 10. You know why I do these rambling videos? Because I have a few things to talk about. You know, this mind here is always wandering, especially when I'm outside doing my work. And I can't come up with a single subject, which, of course, that's what they want you to put on, a single subject, so that you can look at this subject. I don't do that, whether it's good or bad. I just got too many things that ramble through this retired mind that it makes me a lunatic. So today's topics with an S. Well, first of all, let's go back to the last one. Remember, it's starting to heal up over here. My keratosis. This is the one that was precancerous. So I had a couple people comment to me that they were going to make an appointment on Monday. Well, today's Tuesday. Did you make the appointment? Go see your dermatologist. There's nothing wrong with that. If you read through the comments of that video, there's a couple people that, spotting it and going to the dermatologist probably saved them from some long-term pain. So get out there and get to the dermatologist. That's my public service announcement, right? Get checked. We're old. We got to get checked. Someone mentioned in the comments that, in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, we didn't wear sunscreen. We just ran out. We had our guys had their shirts off and their cut-off jeans, and we just ran around, and we didn't really care about that. And it probably wasn't cool to put on sunscreen. And I know my mom, when she used to lay out, she put that coconut, was it Hawaiian Tropic coconut or something? I mean, I could smell that a mile away, and I'm just not a big fan of coconut, so I wasn't going to put any of that stuff on. Of course, everything's evolved since then, and you should be wearing some type of sunscreen. Of course, I'm out here today without any. I haven't worn any all summer. You know, I should be preaching the message and doing what I'm preaching, but I will. I'm going to get some. I printed out some coupons, and I'm going to buy some at the local store next time I shop. So as long as I got my hat on and stuff, I think I'm okay. And my dermatologist last week didn't say anything about it, so he didn't say stay out of the sun, dummy. So I should be okay. So I was just, on Tuesdays we get our ads for food. And I was just thinking, I do the Social Security update, and everybody's on me about my food budget. I mean, in a nice way. But, I get a lot of constructive criticism, and I'm okay with that. I got no problem with that. And it's really helpful to me, actually. Because I like to see what other people are doing. But, some people are a little bit extreme, but that's okay. They do a lot. I mean, they make everything from scratch. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Other people are like, well, our budget's just about the same, and we don't care. That's just the way it is. That's how we live our life. So I want to be somewhere in between, try to save some money, try to do a little better job. But, I went to Sam's Club. When did I go? I went to Sam's Club yesterday. And one of the things I noticed was that, and I got some chicken. Yeah, because I went to the cable company. We'll talk about that. And I stopped at Sam's Club and picked up some chicken thighs. Now, one of the commenters, because I told you before, I get boneless chicken thighs. And I was paying like $3 something a pound for that. And one of the commenters said, why don't you just buy the skin on and cut off that little bit of skin that's on there. The weight's not that bad, so you're going to end up with a lower price, and it should be better for you. And yeah, you got to do a little work, so what? So I thought, well, that's a good idea. So I went and got some chicken thighs with the skin on, and I'll cut that off. Now I don't remember if these have bones or not, but it was a decent price. I mean, it was good. And then drumsticks I got for 99 cents a pound. This is at Sam's Club. Their chicken breasts are under $3 a pound. I think they were two something, 79 maybe. So I thought those prices were good. My biggest problem is I got to stay away from meat, and because that's where it's killing my budget. I haven't been buying any meat, so last month we dropped down a little bit. We haven't really been buying as much meat as before. But I got the ads. We get our ads on Tuesday. And I got the Aldi's ad. And even with the Aldi's ad, the other thing is we like to eat a lot of fish. And believe it or not, on some of these ads, the fish is actually more expensive than the steak anymore. I mean, it is what it is, but it's just kind of crazy. So Aldi's this week has tilapia, which I'm not a big fan of. We'll eat it, but it's not one of the top fish that you're supposed to get. But they have it for, it was $6.79, they got it for $6.29 this week. So that's not a bad deal, and I think I'm gonna go to Aldi's this week, and maybe I'll pick up some of that tilapia. You know, we buy the Costco frozen ones. They have a cheddar breading on it, and it's all gluten-free for my wife. So is it a good deal? No, but all the breading, all the gluten-free breading and stuff that's on there, can we do that at home? Yes, yes we can. And that's my goal with these, is we do buy breading that's gluten-free, so we'll just bread the fish ourselves, and hopefully we could save. Aldi's, that's basically the only thing they have. They have some ribeye steaks, $11 a pound. Now I remember when ribeyes and sirloins were in the $5.99 and $6.99 area of price. I mean, yeah, it was a long time ago, but I've just watched it steadily increase. It's amazing. So Giant Eagle, their bananas for one day only. Got to get there one day only, 29 cents a pound. That's great for one day. Cherries, cherries, $2.49. That's been getting lower every month as the season comes in. Their corn is 33 cents a piece. I'm going to try to find some. We're starting to see, after the 4th of July, we're starting to see some corn in this area. The local farm stands are bringing corn to market now, so in another couple weeks we'll be able to buy some nice fresh corn that's grown right down the street. They got a good deal on shrimp, but their meat is $10 for their New York strips. That's $10 a pound, and that's a big sale. It's still so much money, it's unbelievable. There was something else. Oh yeah, the tuna steaks, 10 bucks a pound. Fresh Faroe Island salmon fillets, $13 a pound. Now that's what my wife likes, is salmon. It's more than steak. So now, I even said in a comment the other day, I live next to Lake Erie. Why am I not down there fishing? I know up in Port Clinton area, they run headboats out there, Fisherman's Wharf. But I think they're like, I want to say $45, $50 just to go out and try to catch a fish. So I got to find some places shore fishing. Now there is a pier. We almost went yesterday. There's a pier in Rocky River that goes out into Lake Erie. It was knocked out a few years ago from a storm, and they rebuilt it. So I got to get out there and see if they're catching anything. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. It's supposed to be a nice 90 degrees here tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so the food budget, it's tough to cut that. I mean, yeah, I could eat beans and rice every day, like someone commented, but I mean, it's tough. And I only eat twice a day. So in the morning, I'll either eat a cereal, I'll eat one of the breakfast sandwiches from Costco, which is $2, okay? And that's got the, it's a bacon and an egg and a croissant. I showed you in a video before. It's like 16 bucks for 8 of them, so $2 a piece. They're fantastic. I just absolutely love them. But I'll only eat 1 or 2 of those a week. I'll have my cereal, we'll have some oatmeal. My wife's been making some oatmeal recipes that you can eat anytime during the day. They're like almost like a dessert, but they're really good for you. And between that and my cereal and some eggs once in a while, that's breakfast. And then dinner, I don't eat lunch really. Maybe an apple or a peach or something like that. But other than that, I'm not eating until dinner time, which, you know, we're focusing more on chicken. We buy the Sam's Club chickens. We get 2 of those every time I go to Sam's Club, which is usually once a week, or Costco. So that's $10 for 2 chickens. So they're $4.99. They still haven't raised those prices, which is good. So, but even with those type of buys, our food budget is still above where I think it should be. So we're going to keep continuing to work on that. Now, let me go switch to the cable. A lot of you people are have commented about my cable choices, and I told you before, I'm probably not going to win this battle, because even one commenter said, get that garage insulated and put that stove in there, not to make knives like George says, but to live there, because yeah, it's a little bit interesting now. So I wanted YouTube TV because you can get the live big station news. You can do that on Sling as well, but we decided on YouTube TV, so I did the trial for $62.62, which is the price with taxes. So then I found out, and this is the kicker, I found out on my internet through the cable company, because I was going to keep the internet, and it's 90 bucks. So I'd have 170, because once the YouTube TV promotion is ended in 3 months, it's going to, with taxes, let's just round it off to 80 bucks. It might be 78, 77, but let's round it off to 80 just for the and giggles. So you got 80 and you got 90 on the internet. So you got 170. Okay. So 170, that might be good. And then we can work on it from there and keep reducing. Well, what happened was, the internet, I found out through, and I'm glad somebody said this to me on a comment. See, I learned so much from you guys. Someone mentioned to me that you have to watch and make sure you're not capped. So I looked, and I am capped at 1280 gigabyte. So on Cox Cable, it's 1280. So I looked at, they have a little a meter on there that says, okay, what are you doing? What are you watching? How are you handling your internet? So I said, I'm going to watch YouTube TV, well, an app. I didn't say YouTube, but YouTube TV most of the day and night. Okay, my wife turns it on at 6 a.m. I turn it off at 2 a.m. Sometimes before that. And it's not on every day or for that long, but I'm just saying, worst case, 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. And it said I was going to use about 1380 or 1400 gigabyte, which I would go over my 1280. So, I mean, now do I have to monitor that to make sure I don't go over? Then that's just watching the apps. That's not using the computer. That's not uploading videos to YouTube. That's not doing any of that stuff. So, I think I would go over. Now, what happens if I go over? It's 50 bucks. So, now I'm paying, 90 plus 50 plus 80 for YouTube TV. Now I'm up there, right? So I went to Cox Cable again, and I called. I went there once, got a price, decided I'm not going to do it. The wife and I mud wrestled for a little while. She won. And then I called Cox and I said, give me a better price. And the guy just kind of, long story short, he laughed at me. And he was like, I can't do anything for you. Have a nice day. So I went back to the store yesterday, and I talked to the same guy, young guy, and I said, hey, dude, I need some help here. Look at YouTube. Look at this. You know, can you just, you're giving me, it's 280 right now you're charging me. Can you get me closer to 200 bucks? He looked at everything he could, and basically, without a contract or anything, he got me at 242, tax, license, title, and everything. 242. So for the last 2 years, I was paying 234. Now I'm at 242, and down from 280 when the contract ended. So yeah, is it a small victory? Yes, but is it a victory? Not really, because I need to keep reducing, but that's where I'm at right now. And we're going to keep playing this out month by month. We're going to look for the deals next month and see what kind of deals they have. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep calling. You got to keep checking. And I did buy the T-Mobile 5G for $40 a month. That was shipped to me on Saturday. I haven't hooked it up yet. I'm going to try to hook that up today or tomorrow. disconnect the Cox cable internet just to see if running on that works, because then maybe I can cut Cox cable internet off and use the $40 version instead of the $90. So I got all this going on. If you're keeping up with this, I'm still working on that, trying to reduce my budget in the TV world. So I'm looking for my water. Got to make sure I drink my water. I see Steve on Steve's retirement corner. He's drinking his iced tea. So us old people, speak for yourself, right? We got to staying hydrated. Someone commented the other day about he uses Gatorade, which is great. Replace those electrolytes. But when you're outside, because I saw my father-in-law, they called an ambulance for him. He was out, he was working in his garden, and you can see I'm in my garden. This is 30 by 17. I've got, a lot of tomatoes going. But yeah, my father-in-law was out in the garden one day, had his hat on and everything, but didn't drink any water. His wife didn't really pay attention to him too much, and he came in and he had a little bed in the basement, a little cot that he would lay on. After a while, she made lunch or late lunch or something and went down to check on him, and he was pretty much passed out. So they had to call an ambulance, and I think they took him in for an IV because he needed water. He needed to be drinking water. Usually they say when you feel thirsty, it's too late, not gonna pass out or die maybe, but you need to stay hydrated. So I got my great Pennsylvania water. There's a few things that came out of Pennsylvania, and it's not the Steelers. A few good things, I should say, and it's not the Steelers, sorry. But me, because I was born in Erie, PA, and the Deer Park water, I really like it. So anyway, those are my ramblings for today. Working out in the garden here. I'm getting everything in tip-top shape. Now, if you've been watching this whole video, over my shoulder, you're going to see way up against the fence. You're going to see something that normally you wouldn't see in a garden. If you tell me what you see, and you're correct, you subscribers who know what we're going to be doing here, we're going to do it again. And if you're not a subscriber or a regular watcher, you're going to have to try to figure this out. But tell me the name of the thing that's in the garden up against the fence over my shoulder that really shouldn't be there. And if you guys can get that, you know how it works. So until next time, Buzz's Retirement Garage. See ya.